Good morning, Excellencies, Honorable Representative of Zimbabwe Government. We were very pleased to have the Minister with us just a few minutes ago, and a member of the Bureau of Refugees and Returnees and Displaced Persons, my colleague, Excellence Ambassador of Burundi, the Chair of the CIF, my brother representative of UNHCR, and representative of African Union, distinguished senior government representative, diplomatic corps represented here, accredited to Zimbabwe, partners of the African Union, distinguished participants, all protocol observed. Let me begin by welcoming you all on behalf of the PRC Subcommittee on Refugees and Returnees and internally displaced persons to the first Conference of State Parties to the African Union Convention for the Protection, Assistance of Internally Displaced Persons in Africa, or else normally referred to as the Kampala Convention. Allow me also to express our sincere gratitude to the Zimbabwean Authority for the warm welcome of which we have been accorded. Exactly of worthy mention is the excellent facility that has been put at our disposal to ensure the fruitful deliberation. I want to say thank you, Zimbabwe. I want to especially welcome delegates to this first Conference of State Parties to the Conventions. This meeting is very significant because it signifies your commitment to ensuring that the Convention will be fully implemented in accordance with the norms that is being put in the place. Your presence is also a testimony to the devotion in your respective countries to the need for the protection and assistance to affected population in situation of displacement. I would like also to welcome other organs of the African Union and partner organization. Your participation at this meeting is a proof of your constant dedication alongside the African Union to deal with the challenges of forced displacement of persons in our continent. We are aware of your demanding schedule and are sincerely grateful for making this conference a priority in your schedule. I am certain that your contribution will enrich our deliberation and, more importantly, contribute to laying the foundation for effective implementation of this important instrument, which provide impetus to the ongoing efforts aimed at helping people who have been forcefully uprooted from their homes and seek refuge from conflicts, violence and human rights violation, persecution, or natural disasters. This conference comes at a time the world is increasingly confronted with the critical natural and human-induced calamities. Currently in Africa, though the number of cross-border conflicts have been declined, but internal tension due to violence of extremism or terrorism and violence of human rights and electoral-based violation, as well as climate change triggering weather variability, resulting in drought and flooding, which have sadly becoming more frequent and now leading to disruption of peace and stability. And consequently, in the loss of lives and livelihoods, destruction and infrastructure chaos, and massive displacement of persons amongst others. These challenges are becoming more and more complex, and the condition of IDPs and refugees continue to deteriorate. And now over a burdening existing responses mechanism of countries. The majority of today's displacement occur live in the developing world, and they flee the other places internally and often at the times to countries already stressed by poverty and hardship, and therefore forced to rely on assistance of local communities and international organizations. It was estimated that by the end of 2015, close to 41 million people around the world were living in ongoing displacement due to conflict and violence. Out of these, around 30%, or 12.4 million of them, were living in ongoing displacement in Africa due to conflict and violence. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, permit me to note that rather than just being astonished by such disheartening statistics, let us focus on attention on what improvements we can bring to our people and build on the positive. The Kampala Convention, which, as you are aware, entered into force since 2012, it is also significant to note that it is the only binding legal instrument that addresses the rights and protection needs of IDPs, as it has been mentioned by Honorable Minister of Zimbabwe early on. Indeed, Africa has made a stride in safeguarding the rights of displaced persons, but to what extent have we utilized or implemented it to ameliorate the dire situation of internal displacement in our respective countries or regions, and hence the continent? These observations are at the heart of our endeavor here today. At this juncture, it is necessary perhaps to reflect on the stalled pace of ratification, the domestication and implementation of the Convention in the last 3 to 4 years. Today, or to date, 25 countries member only have ratified the Convention, whilst 20 have signed pending ratification, and 10 member states have not yet signed the Convention. Have we lost the momentum? Have we become complacent? At least the 25 member states of African Union, state parties to the Convention, have taken the vital step to implement the Convention. It is also vital that we do our utmost in advocating and serving as good example to all members of our Union to join us in our efforts at preventing and eliminating the dire plight of our people due to forced displacement. We all agree that addressing displacement is linked to tackling its root cause, essentially achieving peace, assisting displacement population to return and reintegrated, can stimulatingly address the root causes of the conflict and help prevent further displacement. In this regard, the African Union Agenda 2063 acknowledges the significance of the ability of the African member state to address the root causes and seek durable solution in addressing humanitarian crisis. The realization of a prosperous, peaceful and secure Africa, an integrated continent and a united, resilient continent, can only be achieved if we are committed through our successive action to address the challenges by collective developing, sharing and nurturing lasting and resilient solution. The draft plan of action, which we are all going to examine, is a hope to guide and build on our ongoing intervention toward effective reducing and eliminating displacement, and monitor our progress and facilitate regular reporting and evaluating mechanism. This is hoped to create sustained, wide-ranging achievement in addressing forced displacement in our continent. During the coming 2 days, beside building and enhancing cooperation and solidarity among states parties in the implementation of the Convention, we will discuss and examine the modality for the implementation of Convention and review and adopt the first plan of action for implementation. In so doing, let us also reflect on the recommendation of our leaders made to prevent forced displacement, protect victims of the forced displacement, addresses the special and specific needs of displaced women, children, and vulnerable groups, rebuild communities emerging from conflict and disasters, create and enhance partnership to collectively address the forced displacement. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, as experts, and more importantly as fellow citizens of Africa, I encourage you to make your utmost efforts to develop and enrich the proposed plan of action, which we will without a doubt contribute to effectively and sustainably reduce response and eliminate eventually situation of forced displacement. Once again, I want to extend my heartfelt welcome to you all and wish you a very successful in your work, and thank you for your kind attention. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.